to planet. And Malcolm X pointed me to this. Every 60,000 years or so, there's a change, something happens. Malcolm X said, oh yeah, he comes to planet Earth every 60,000 years and does something like this. He's very old and he's not from here. He said he hangs out behind the moon. Now, I don't really tell those channels because that's a lot and you can't really back it up. So if I tell it, you got to take it for what it is, a channel, and see if it feels right, sounds right, and lines up with shit. That kind of statement, okay, you know what I'm saying? But then you remember, so how do you back it up? I said, well, shit, Farrakhan talks about that dream where he's on the little wheels with Elijah. Okay. So that says something. Now, he also said, and this was the bombshell, Black people still run the world. I said, what? See how when I said that, it sounds right. Think about this shit. We always hear this story. We was running it, we was Moors, we was this and that. Then all of a sudden, these white people are just up.
Exactly.
What if a crew of Black people put them up for this reason? Think about this shit. You see it yourself. If it's all Black people, it's nothing but us. There's got to be a group that's running the world. So call them Moors, Nubians, Hebrew Israelites, all the shit that we see now. You put them in the room and they debate, they argue, they gangbang. I'm a Crip or I'm a Blood. It was the same shit going on. So if we're running the world, let's say the Moors are running the world, there's always a Nubian saying, we could do a better job fighting. Phil Valentine used to talk about all of these wars. There's all these sunken cities. And I thought, if niggas are the niggas that we are now, no nigga could run this. So what if a wise group of niggas, maybe a priesthood called the Priesthood of Yaqub, said, what if we create a decoy? What if we put him in power?
Wow.
And the other niggas are, and then a part of putting him in power is creating a religious system where we make him their God. Remember the Black guy at the Council of Nicaea? Oh, he was there helping us because that's what we do automatically. What if he was there overseeing the process?
Wow.
Now, psychologically, the world, there's 10% of them or 5% of them. We should wipe them out then. We're like, what? All right, we're back in business. Well, we won't do it because psychologically, they're God to us. And there's not enough of us who are woke to say, all right, what's the problem? The warrior class think they're God psychologically, even though they're saying the Black man's God. They're their God. So they won't touch these people that they raised up. That's why they did that. And they listen to this shit. All this shit. Malcolm X is a bad motherfucker for channeling. I know you like his speeches, but y'all need to get on this shit. You will learn something. That nigga said, damn, I just lost. It's gonna come back because it's the same channel. Damn, I was just about to hit you with some shit. All right, so I'll keep on where he was at with it. That shit just made me draw a blank just now. I need to stop with the weed. What was this? I know what I was just saying. I was trying to think of the train of thought where I was at in the story with.
Where you was at was that we are still in power. However, they are.
I'm good. I'm back. I got it. So he said, think about this shit. When I read Gnostic mythology, right? I want you to think about our psyche and how this works. When I read Gnostic mythology, you hear about the demiurge, then you hear about these archons that help them. You all thought this story was cosmic, but there is a group of people who do call themselves archons.
That's right, the Boule.
But they also, you said it means in service to the king. Because of our psyche, listen to this, because of our psyche, when we seen in service to the king, our psyche said, oh, they serving white people. What if they're serving Yaldabaoth as the true archons for what that is? And what if we thought they were cosmic, but they serve Yaldabaoth here? Yaldabaoth only wants our energy. We're a food source. And the more human we are, that's what this is about. The more we talk like us, trying to get out of humanity, we're not feeding Yaldabaoth, which is our purpose. I tell you, chickens don't know that they're just a food source.
Wow.
Most people don't know that we're food source. Our energy, our crying, our rent. Each time you get up, there's always something that's demiurge energy. And the Archon's job is to keep you interested in humanity. That's every goddamn Jesse Jackson, Be Human, Michael Tyson, all them niggas said it. What do the Archons get? They get, once they come on Earth, they get the money. They get the doctors, the butchers, bakers, and candlestick makers while we scramble around here for egg sandwiches. So the Archons are straight. Spike Lee showed that shit in now. Oh, let me tell you, I got y'all on this. So the Boule, so I'm saying, what if the Boule is that priesthood of Yaku? And they're hiding because they call themselves Archon. We just automatically thought that when you say in service of the king, oh, here they go again. They love them white people.
Right, the rises to the
we never thought that it may be saying something else. That because they say Archons have two meanings: service to the king, and it's this Gnostic meaning of da 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 da. What if they was referring to that and the king is Yaldabaoth, and they really running it, and white people themselves don't even know that they're puppets? Now, when you think of the history, I asked people at the lecture, I said, tell me the moment or the path. Is anybody clear on the path of how white people went A, B, C, D? I got you, nigga. It's like all of a sudden we was running it, some Morris stuff, gave them some maps, and all of a sudden we just waited up.
Right.
Up the Schiffer Road. You know what I'm saying? What you need me to do, sir? Like, how did that happen? Mortisa? Right, Mortisa. And
but that's how it happened.
that sounds like it can't happen unless you have nigga intelligence,
right? Yeah,
Archon intelligence, and then they to hide a true secret society would be the Boule and the idea, because you look at them and say, not them. What about the owl? What about this? What about that? So all of that is there, which means all black people are not fighting and they're running the world without interruption, because you don't even know who to say. Them niggas? Fuck them niggas. Bill Cosby, listen to this shit. Bill Cosby, famous Boule, I think within them, he was trying to push clean comedy, you know, but there's a real nigga element that they don't want to deny or suppress. If they can't beat them, join them. So Richard Pryor is the other side of the real nigga shit. So Richard Pryor tried to get in to do clean, then he eventually got niggery. Bill Cosby went against it. Remember, Bill Cosby went at Eddie Murphy, all them, and he felt he had that arrogance because he's high in the Boule and they're really running shit. So you could tell they tried to park his ass, and he didn't. They gave him the warning and said, oh, if I tell on you about these girls, he wouldn't stop. They're coons, they're coons, they're coons, they're coons, they're coons. And he's trying to tell us these niggas are actually coons. But we don't see it because we just call it comedy. But he's really giving out a Boule secret. And that's why they saying they knew he was fucking the girl since 1969. But they did it because that's a punishment. When he started going around the country talking about black women, he's not supposed to do that. He failed because you got to think of what happened. He tried all that straight shit. It didn't work. And so much so that every clean comedian is gone. Sinbad, Mark Curry, you didn't hear from him. But you hear all them niggas and blew up. So he did his show. His show ended in 1993. He thought he changed the game. Anything moving forward can only be better or the same as the Cosby Show. That same year, Martin got a show and Def Jam. When Martin and Def Jam got that show, back to the nigga shit, that's when Bill, they're coons, they're crazy, they're coons, because he's really hurt that this is happening. So he goes, I want to buy NBC. This was key. We said, oh, nigga, you buying that white establishment. That's where our mind goes. But what if the Boule said, no. One of the things we do is make black people think they have no power in media. So if you buy NBC, we can no longer say that. You buy NBC because it goes against what we're doing here. That's reasonable. White people, whatever, you know, they're going to have resistance as white people. But we just did that because that's what we became all about, which would be the goal, to get us all focused on white people and everything is about them and what they're doing, not to look at other niggas. Because if we found out other niggas was doing this shit or was involved in this shit, it's over tomorrow. But if you found, you feel that white people are doing it, right? You feel white people are doing it, and you're like, I know what they're doing. They sneaky, and we got to do this, and let's take this, and let's go here. But if you found out niggas was doing this, where the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
So you can't have power. You have their program is to make black people feel that they're striving for power constantly, but we're on this hamster wheel. You buy NBC, it's over. We say things like, how come they begging Hollywood to make a movie when they get Oprah, Michael Jordan, this one and that one, pool their money, and it's over. They can make anything they want. How come they just can't get it together? It's not allowed. They can't take real power. They have to seem like they're striving. I think it's black people. There was one more thing I was gonna say about that shit, I think. But ultimately, this was a channel that he gave and it came through, and people were like, damn, it makes so much sense. And in fact, check this shit out. Something about this cooning thing is a thing. Because you had, check this shit out. This was interesting to me. And Aline, you may remember this as well. When Dave Chappelle quit, why did I quit? I'm cooning. And then out the game. Then you started hearing all these rumors